Hi, thanks for joining us. We're talking about the Office of Strategic Technology Initiatives, or OSTI, as we like to be called, and our department assessment plan. I'm Chris Bradney. I am the Director of Strategic Technology Initiatives.
And my name is Lisa Brown, and I am the project management coordinator in our office of two.
Office of two, Lisa and I. Okay, just to give you a bit of an agenda, we're going to be talking about the background of OSTI, and we'll walk you through the process we took developing our outcomes and measures for our department assessment plan, then how the Ackley assessment project itself took shape for our office, and then walk you through a little bit about what it looked like for us to gather information, gather data, and then tell you a little bit about our results. They're still in progress, but we'll show you what we have so far.
So just a little background about our department. We started off in January 2020. We were restructured from PMO to the Office of Strategic Technology Initiatives, which was perfect because that's when Chris came in. And we get to handle campus-wide technology projects, both internally to ITS, because we are a part of ITS, and also externally. So we get to work with all the different business units across campus on any strategic projects that are technology related. And some more background, we started working, and we felt this was important, just to preface this, we felt this was important to discuss that we worked with Pamela Moses in September 2020 to work on continuous improvement and assessment. So we kind of had like a little cheat sheet, a little roadmap, and a quick understanding before we jumped into the Ackley. And we started with the capability maturity model to assess ourselves, which was really eye-opening. And we also worked on a customer satisfaction survey and an assessment model. And this was to help us look and understand what our customers were experiencing, or our clients, to understand what they were experiencing with our office. And then we also followed that with a Deming cycle, the Plan, Do, Check, Act, which Chris can speak more on.
Yeah, it was just an opportunity for us to identify some areas for opportunity for improvement, kind of incorporating that continuous improvement model into our department. And so, yeah, the Deming cycle, really similar to that assessment cycle, where you're doing like a plan stage, where you're planning out what you're going to be assessing. You do the work itself, then you take a time to reflect on it, and then finally you take some action at the end to make some improvements and adjustments before you get into the cycle again. So we followed the Deming cycle, really similar to the assessment cycle. Okay, so during the Ackley program, it was really an opportunity for Lisa and I to take another take on assessment, right? It was another perspective, another way of looking at things. It was really different, and I'll say this: we started out when we were developing our outcomes and measures, we started out way too broad. Like, we developed an outcome. I say we, but it was really me. I developed an outcome that was way too broad, way too all-encompassing, trying to fit everything and anything into one outcome, and it just really wasn't working. But I think it really clicked for us once we realized that we could take what we made and make that into more of like a mission statement for our office, something that overarches all of our different outcomes that we ended up making. So then we can break down those, that huge, overly broad statement into individual outcomes that reflected portions of it. So this whole process was, Lisa and I going back and forth and whiteboarding and drawing things out and moving things and deleting things. But it was this great process of just discovery. It was a new language set for us to use around our office and what it is we were doing for the university. So each of those outcomes that we broke out from that mission statement, we then broke further out into measures. And I love this analogy, right? It was a nonlinear process, meaning that we started with the outcome, we started developing measures, like how would we measure that, and then realizing, oh, maybe we needed to form the outcome a little bit differently because we could not measure something as how we expressed it. And it again was just this process of evolution for us, as we started with more basic measures, like we were counting like how many people were attending our training sessions, and we moved more towards like demonstratable measures around survey results and satisfaction, learning objectives for the people that are attending these trainings. And and moving more towards that of how we measured our office. So Lisa and I were thinking it might be relevant to share just a little bit of what this looks like. We're not intending to put this out there for you to study and memorize, but just this is how we broke it up. Right? We have that mission statement on top. We broke it out into 6 individual outcomes, and then we have like an outcome statement for each of those, and then component measures below. So that's a little bit of what it looks like at the end of the day that we developed as part of Ackley.
And I think that was really important to share, Chris. Chris really did work and put that one together. And I thought it was helpful because I think it's a good like template for people to use. And I know that a lot of people were struggling as they were coming up with these outcome statements and how to measure things and what to measure in the different breakout sessions we had. But so we did decide to focus on 2 of the 6 outcomes initially. These were like our primary focus because we had already been working on process development in our office. Like that was probably one of the very first things Chris and I discussed when he came into the office. And it was important to us to have things like a toolkit and things and just processes in place, because we were kind of like managing projects like all over the place with no structure. And it was not obviously a good way to manage things. And so we focused on the process development aspect because we'd already been working on it. Mm-hmm. So we already had something in motion. And then also we decided to focus on training because it was something we were interested in doing, but it was still brand new to us. And it gave us an opportunity to really assess everything that we were going to put together. So that was the first 2 items we focused on for the assessment project.
Really a stretch goal for us too. So it was great.
And then, so our first one was the training outcome, right? What did we gather from this? We started by creating learning outcomes for an introductory training topic, and we developed a workshop around it. And we're going to continue to develop these workshops. And our goal is to have one every month for the year. And then the initial one, we did like a test run, dry run with ITS, and we learned a lot from that. So we're gonna do one more with them actually this in January, and then we're going to open it up to the campus in February. So we're excited about that, and we hope you all can attend. But we wanted to make sure that there were specific measures we created to measure the attendee comprehension and also the course satisfaction. So like, did they enjoy the course? Are there things that they want to see in the future? And then what did they actually like understand? Did they understand or learn anything from it, right? Because that would be important. We don't want people to just attend and not gather any kind of information or development. And then we also wanted to poll the attendees on potential future workshops, which I was discussing, because we want to see what other people are interested in as we go through this process, especially it's so new for us, to help see what they may want to see in the future. And we're going to try to use that ongoing data as we've gathered it, and then go from there.
Yep. I think that last piece is really important for us, right? We didn't want the workshops that we developed to be about us. We really wanted that to be about what was going to be most beneficial and impactful for people. So, we wanted to give them a voice in shaping the future direction of how we went. Okay, so a couple of results, after 2 sessions, I'm really, really excited to share. We've had some positive feedback, just in general from, people's satisfaction with the course and what they've learned from it. I think Lisa and I, have learned a lot of lessons about how to successfully run workshops like this. One of those is just restricting the scope of what we try to cover in each workshop. I think, both initial workshops, our scopes were way too big, and we had to really pare down to make sure that we could fit it in an appropriate amount of time and not make it a half-day event. But there's things about, the timing of the workshops, what time of day, what day of the week, that sort of things. We learned some lessons on communication, about how we structure ourselves to make sure they give people ample notification about these workshops. And we developed this great kind of roadmap for communication in the future. I think, week by week, day by day, when do we need to get certain messages out and get approvals and all that fun stuff. And then just people's interests, like, what are people interested in? What topics can we cover? So we've learned quite a bit. And I think Lisa said it already.
Even before we started this meeting or this session, we were discussing some of the learning lessons that we've had in marketing
Yep.
the workshops.
From just this morning, right? We're still learning lessons.
Yeah.
Uh, but like Lisa was saying too, like, our goal, something that we're taking away from this, that after we did the planning, we did the work, we've checked it, now we're planning, or acting for the future, is, yeah, we want to make sure that we can keep offering these sessions. And so I think we developed a sustainable framework to do that. So really excited about what that will look like for the campus, and I hope you all get a chance to attend. Other than that, we thank you for listening to our short little presentation.